Hi, this is a demo of a new UCAN revocation service. I called it Swarf. Uh, First thing we're going to do is set up a few identities, make some delegations, try and revoke them, and see if we can see that or get that reported to us via the revocation service. All right, so first up, we need to generate. We're going to generate something using this UCAN tool, this handy UCAN tool, ID gen. We're going to generate what we're going to call a space. So this is an identity for the space. I'm going to put the space in a variable called space dra. Okay, and then we'll create a few other identities here. We're going to use Alice. There's Alice. Go. And we're going to have Bob. There's Bob. And finally, we're going to create Carol. Oh, I don't know why I didn't just. Anyway, whatever. There we go. There's Carol. All right. Yeah, Carol's that one. There we go. All right, let's set up some delegations now. So first of all, we're going to use UCAN tool again to create these delegations. So if you do help, you can see what's going on there. So we're going to use a issuer private key file. And what we're going to do is we're going to delegate from the space. And we're going to delegate the command the top command. So this is admin on everything. This is kind of similar to what we'd normally do with a space. So we've got command is top. We're going to delegate to Alice. Hang on. That's not going to work, is it? It needs to be a did. So Alice, we're going to delegate to Alice, and the subject is going to be the space. I'm going to save that as space to alice.cbor. Nice, okay, so that's the first one. And then Alice is going to delegate blob add to Bob. So this is going to be the Alice to Bob delegation. That's great. And then finally, Bob is going to delegate blob add to Carol. So Bob to Carol. So we've got all of those delegations set up there. Now, Bob is going to, what Bob's going to do is going to decide that his delegation, he doesn't want it anymore. It was a big mistake and he wants to revoke it now. So we've got this new service called Swarf, and you can curl Swarf here. It's running at local host 8080. There we go. It tells you its ID, so it's mat8 is its identity, but it's running at local host 8080. And the cool thing with Swarf is that it's actually got this feature that is like the firehose of revocations, so you can just get notified basically using server sent events when a revocation comes in. So let's just hang on. I don't want that. I want a new tab. That'll do. So what we can do, Swarf stream, and that tells it to stream. So this URL that tells it to stream new revocations to me, and it will just listen until I hit Control C. So hopefully that will just do nothing, which is great. So we'll come back to this later. But what we're going to do now is we're going to attempt to revoke a delegation. So we can use Swarf. What is it? Swarf revoke. We need to revoke a delegation. You actually need to send a UCAN invocation for like UCAN revoke. and specify the delegation, the SID of the delegation that you want to revoke, as well as what we like to call a witness path. So let's talk about that in a minute. Let's just set this up first. So service URL is going to be this. Because we need to make a UCAN invocation, we need to specify the, where's my did of the service gone? There it is. Okay, because we want to, okay, because we need to send a UCAN invocation, we need to specify the service did. And we need, first of all, this revocation is going to be issued by Bob, because it's the Bob to Carol delegation that we want to revoke. So this is going to be issuer key file, and that's going to be bob.pem. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. So the thing is, I need this witness path. So what this witness path is basically the proof that Bob had the authority to delegate to Carol in the first place. Like, without this delegation and this delegation doesn't mean anything. So let's just take a look at it. There we go. This is saying that the issuer, Bob, issued to Carol with the space is dra, right? He issued Bob add, but there's nothing in this delegation in and of itself to say that Bob has the authority to do that, because to have the authority to do that, the issuer needs to be the subject, or you need some extra proofs that say that that there's a delegation chain here, which this is what we set up earlier. So we did the space to Alice, and then Alice to Bob, and then Bob to Carol. So what we need to do when we're revoking is we need to provide that chain of delegations to the delegation that we're actually going to revoke, just to prove that we have the authority to issue it and revoke it. So what we can do is create that chain using, and what we typically do when you've got UCANs and there's more than one of them, put them in a container. UCAN tool container pack, and then we're just going to pack in all of these delegations. That one, this one, and this one. There we go. Cool. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, we did that. That just went to there, but I'm going to put this in a witness.container file. It doesn't really matter where you do it. Anyway, so that's basic Swarf coded, but whatever. So, and we can view this as well. Container. You can see that it is a container which is basic Swarf encoded, and it has 3 delegations in it, and you can kind of see in the hex encoding that this is a UCAN delegation. Okay, cool. So let's get back to doing that revocation. The last thing I need to add here, the last 2 things I need to add is the SID of the thing I want to revoke. So which one here? This is the delegation, wasn't it? The Bob to Carol delegation. So the SID of this is this SID, and and we need that witness container. Yeah, right. So we already saved that. So hopefully, when I revoke, it will allow me to publish that. Yes. Okay. So publish revocation for that SID. Now, if we head back over to our stream, you can see that we've got an entry here. We got notified that someone has revoked something, and these are just SIDs. So this is the SID of the invocation. This is when it happened according to the server. This is the witness path that we had, the SIDs of the delegations, and the last thing is the SID of the actual delegation that was revoked. So this is good for getting notified about stuff, but if you actually want to receive the information behind these SIDs, you're going to have to use Swarf get, and this will allow us to get the data for a revocation. So what we can do is we can check that this SID has been revoked or not. It will return 404 if there is no revocation, or it will return the actual bytes of the of the invocation and the delegations in the proof chain. Um, and what we can do from here is like we can just view, let's try and view the invocation that did the revocation. And that's the cause property of this. So if we pipe this into JQ and we select cause slash dot bytes, and we tell JQ to output raw data, not quoted string, and then we pipe that into a base64 decoder. I couldn't get the regular base64 command to work, so I created a little script here to just, all it does is base64 the standard in and writes the decoded bytes to standard out, and then once we've decoded that, like I said, this cause is the invocation that did the revoking. We can pipe that into UCAN tool view again and check out the invocation that revoked the delegation. So you can see it's an invocation. The command, this is a special reserved command called UCAN revoke, and we can see the arguments were that we were revoking this particular SID xnqi, which is this one, xnqi, the one that we actually wanted to revoke. And this is the witness path that we provided from the root to the revoked delegation, proving that we have authority to do this. Yeah, that's about it. Thanks for listening, watching. See you around.